Huh? Yeah? You ready? All right, Daniel. We're going to do some easy ones. You ready? So first thing first. We're going to do one that's actually factorable. So in case you forgot, what the quadratic formula does is it takes any quadratic equation, and a quadratic equation is an equation that has an exponent of 2. Biggest exponent is 2, right? And it will find the x-intercepts. It will solve it, right? Now, if it's factorable, like this one, you probably shouldn't use this. But Steve, because it's easy, we're going to do it anyway with this one, right? Okay? You should factor it, unless it says to use the quadratic equation, or the quadratic formula, I mean. All right. The first thing you got to do, remember, is find a, b, and c, right? So, because you know how it's like ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, right? So the first thing you got to do is find a, b, and c. So on this one, a is 1, right?
Yeah, and then
B is negative 4. C is negative 4. Is that good? Yeah, Eric? Yep. Then all you gotta do is plug everything in where it goes in the formula. Alright, so that's gonna look like this. So x equals, let's see, negative b. So that'd be negative of negative 4. Yeah? Because I don't know. Yeah, I'm sorry. I was so, oh, you know why? It's really weird. I was looking at how ugly I wrote that, and it was in my mind, and I just wrote it, and I meant to write negative 60. So it's negative 60. I apologize. All right. Thank you, Paul. So, negative 4, and then plus or minus the square root. All right. B squared, so it's negative 4 squared, minus 4 times a, which is 1, times c, which is negative 60. And the whole thing, make sure that, like, see how it's like the entire thing is a fraction, not just part of it. The whole thing is a fraction, and the denominator is 2 times a. So that's how you plug everything in at first. You good with that, Nicole? Yeah? All right. So let's clean this up a little bit. Minus negative 4 is 4. Is that right? Let's see. Plus or minus the square root of 16. Now look, it's 4, negative 4 times negative 60. That's going to become positive. Yep, 240. All of it divided by 2. Now don't get weirded out by big numbers. Like when you're using the quadratic formula, a lot of times they let you use a calculator anyway. So don't get freaked out by the big numbers. This is 256, right? I happen to remember that 256 is a perfect square. 16. 16 times 16 is 256. If you didn't know that, you'd be using your calculator, so it's not a big deal. So what this really equals then, let's see here, is x equals 4 plus or minus 16 divided by 2. Now there's two answers, right? We have the positive answer and we have the negative answer. So here's how we do it. Remember, you have to write your both equations. The negative one on the bottom, positive one on top. So 4 plus 16 divided by 2 equals 20 divided by 2, which is 10. That's one answer. So like the x-intercept would be 10 comma 0. The other one, 4 minus 16 divided by 2. Well, let's see, that's negative 12 divided by 2, which is negative 6. Negative 6 comma 0 would be the other answer. Are we good? Yeah? Makes your headache feel better, doesn't it? You don't need to lie about it. You can tell the truth. A little bit, huh? Enrique, do you think you can do these? I think you can do these too. Should we try a harder one together first?
no.
Should we do a harder one together just so you can see how it goes? Like one that doesn't have a square root, that's a perfect square? Yeah, yeah? What do you think, Mateo? Yes, sir, Steve? Both. For both the answers, yeah. Brianna, you good? All right. Yes, sir, Paul. Yes, you have to put both. Oh, yeah. Hey. Well, I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. It depends on the situation. But you have to have these, both of these. You have to have 10 and negative 6. Yes, sir. If we were graphing, sure. But if we're just going to use the formula, that's all we got to do. Man, that's fancy right there, isn't it? That's right. Yep. All right, Alan. Alan's tagging the streets with this formula. I saw it on Facebook. Yep. Okay. Let's see. Here's what the instructions will say. It'll say, find the solutions to, and then it might be one like, 3x squared plus 7x minus 2 equals 0. It might say something like that. First thing you want to do, Levon, is you want to check to see if it's factorable. Because if it's factorable, you don't want to use this big old ugly formula if you can factor this. But I don't think it's factorable. It's not factorable. So since it's not factorable, you're going to write down your formula first. So that way you kind of learn how it goes. It helps. Alright, so you write down your formula, and then you plug everything in. So I'm going to write it a little different this time than I did last time, so you can see how everything's being plugged in case that got confusing for you. Do you see what I'm doing? Do you see I'm just putting parentheses where all the numbers go? Do you see how I did that? Yeah. Alright. What are A, B, and C? 3, negative 2. Good? So all you got to do is plug everything in where it goes. Just be careful. Like B goes here and here. Right? Let's see. A goes here and here, and C goes right here. Do you see how it's all multiplication? So this whole thing right here is actually going to be 24. Positive 24. Right? Okay. Yeah, that's like okay. Alright. Now you just simplify it and take your time. Be careful with the order of operations. You square first. Over here, we can multiply all that together. So negative 12 times negative 2 is positive 24 divided by 6. Is that good? Mateo, we're good? Alright. So now you add these two things together. What are those together? Say what? Do you guys agree? 73? So x equals negative 7 plus or minus the square root of 73 divided by 6. Square root of 73 is not a perfect square. 73 is not a perfect square. Yeah. What's that? Then you have to use a calculator. Hey, what's it close to? Like, what two numbers would this be in between? Between, what's that? Oh, it's 9 times 8, but like the square root of 73, what would that be close to? Between, like, 9 squared is 81, right? And 8 squared is 64, right? So it would be in between those, right? So it would be 8 point something. Okay. So let's go ahead and set up our two equations. Negative 7 plus the square root of 63 divided by 6, and the other one is? Plus 10. These 2 hour classes are killing me.
Same.
I know. That's why I spent like 10 minutes telling you that story. I'll give you a little break.
Another story?
Yeah? Sure. Of a lovely lady?
Whatever.
Okay, I was going to sing the Brady Bunch song to you is what I was going to do. 73. So, here's how you do this. Ready? So minus 7 is kind of weird. It's this number right here. This is how you do minus 7. It's not subtract 7. It's minus 7. So it's minus 7. Can you guys see the numbers on the calculator up there on the screen? Yeah? And then plus square root's right here. So I have to hit second and then, okay, 73. Now I can't hit divide by 6 because that would actually only divide the 73 by 6, not the whole thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit equals, and then after that I'm going to hit divide by 6. That's how you do it. So it's 0.26. Yep, round to the second decimal, 0.26. And then the second one, so I'm going to start over, minus 7 minus the square root 73 equals, divide that by 6, negative 2.59. There you go. Pedro, what do you think? You can handle it? Yeah? I don't think it's too bad. Okay.